Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Banana Time. My name is JaKaTaK. And potassium is a wonderful, beautiful, phenomenal thing that all of you should be getting into. Fruits and vegetables. Fuck, need them. So today I'd like to talk a bit about updates first. I will remember to do updates first. Okay, so the sandbox is going along swimmingly, getting a lot of great players into the sandbox, really good discussions happening, very strong mentality stuff. The goofing around and the memes and the imba jokes are very quickly dissipating. They pretty much don't exist in the chat anymore, which is phenomenal. A lot of that has to do with cracking down and getting rid of the players who are wasting time, and as well as bringing in these new players that have been applying, that already have very strong mentalities, already have a very strong understanding of deliberate practice and how it works. They're very comfortable with repetition and things like that. So that's really cool. The Cheese Case had a new video out. Crazy! So go check that out. It's the SOS2 gate. Just the build order. We'll be following up with how to most consistently, most easily, and most strongly destroy the 2 gate. And that is sort of thing about cheese and early aggression, is that once you know how to deal with it, you welcome it in. It's like, oh yeah, oh man, I got proxy 2 gated and that guy got destroyed. Feels awesome. The execution of it can be very difficult. It may take you a lot of time, a lot of practice to beat it. But don't let that get you down, because it's StarCraft and it's difficult. Just because you're playing a short game doesn't mean it doesn't present its own unique challenges, and doesn't mean it's not going to be difficult. There's no need to get yourself in with the stigma of like a cheese and be like, oh, well, cheese is no skill, so I should be able to beat this easily, or I'm super terrible, rather than the normal like, oh man, I didn't win. What could I have done to fix that? Now you just feel like, oh man, I scouted it and I still didn't beat it. I must be a horrible human. No, you're not. It's just, it's difficult to defend and execute cheese. Wow. The anger. Bring them on. Bring on the anger in the comments. I said it. It's difficult to execute and defend cheese. It's difficult. It requires a lot of information and stuff like that. So, go check that out. We'll be having, I think, 8. I think the total number of videos per build in the cheese case will be 8. Depending on whether or not they are build specific or matchup specific cheeses. Because with the 2 gate, you can execute against all 3 races, and all 3 races will have to defend it. Obviously, not obviously. Oof, that's a bad habit. It's most difficult to execute, I think, against the Terran players, but it can be done, so you have to watch out, you have to know it's there, and it can destroy you. It's quite nice. Yeah. So, the Sandbox Cheese Case, staircase videos I'm working on, step 2s are coming out, or not. I am back in the groove of things, which is quite wonderful and great. The core is in stagnation. There's probably some work being done on it, but it's a very slow process. Salt just got a huge rework, so go ahead and go play Salt and test it out. That's Salt mod, so go create a game with mod, type in Salt, there it is, it's by Turtles, and Turtles is an awesome, awesome dude. So today I want to talk about this idea of Bronze to Master series. It's a very popular thing to do. You're like, oh yeah, blah, 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 Bronze to Masters. And I think we've sort of gotten away from the initial idea of the Bronze to Master series that I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, was brought up by Filter, SC, where we sort of went through all the different things that you have to do to get from Bronze to Masters. And that has sort of changed into this, like, I'm a really good player, I'm going to place myself in Bronze and level an account up to Masters, and watch me do it, it'll be really cool. And that, first of all, is a huge waste of time to whatever player is doing it. It's terrible practice, and they're putting themselves behind to be in like competing shape, which is like the sacrifice. The concept, I think, is that's a sacrifice that the player makes to help out the bronze player. But the difficult thing about it is that it's a player with really, really good mechanics going from the Bronze League up to the Masters League. They could do almost anything. They could make really, really bad decisions, and just from their micro macro multitasking, they could get back into Masters probably quite fast. But at least in the very, very, very least, Diamond. Well, like someone like Desro, it's like, yeah, he's been playing for a long time. His mechanics are probably really good, so he's just gonna get there, and he's gonna give some advice along the way, and that's really cool. But the issue is it's really this distorted thing, because you see it on the screen, you say, oh cool, that's what I need to do, and then you go and you try to do it and it doesn't work out, and that can be a frustration. So I think that the trap for the high level player to do a Bronze to Master series is, first of all, to gain some popularity, which is you trade training and improvement for popularity, which is useful. You need marketability if you want to be a complete player, and that's fine, that's good. But the issue is, it's sort of this ego feeding, feel good, win a crap ton of games in a row. That feels good. You're like, oh yeah, oh man, I won. Oh, I won again. And consciously, it's like consciously, oh yeah, well, they're a Bronze player, I'm a Masters player, I'm gonna win. Cool. It's gonna happen. But it still feels good, this winning. And it reminds you all the work that you've done to get to where you are. But it's terrible practice, and it's sort of this retreat into easy or non-existent mental challenges of losing and things like that. You just run away from losing for a while. It's like, I'm going to run away from losing for today. I'm just going to win today because I'm going to start at this low account. I think it's very tempting to do that. And I think in general it's not all that helpful because it doesn't translate. A player with very poor mechanics trying to learn something from a player with really excellent mechanics, especially like in the Bronze League, all the way up to the gold, platinum area. It's like, the thing you need to do most likely is teach yourself to always build your supply ahead of time. Like that, just doing that. You could do any strategy you want. Do the thing that's fun to you. If you just learn how to adapt to supply and build yourself some triggers where you're automatically looking at your supply when you're doing certain things, and you're keeping ahead of it, or and looking at the mini map. These are sort of basic skills that are going to transfer all the way across the board for the rest of StarCraft and the rest of like RTS. Like looking at your resources and your mini map, just doing that is going to get you 90% of the way to Diamond League. That's just the way it works. And like, the decision making is fun and good and all that kind of stuff, and I suppose it's somewhat useful, but it's very skewed. It's very skewed trying to learn from this like highly mechanical player, and it's not really a proof of this works, because they could do anything. They could just mass queen and destroy all the way to Diamond League at least, because their mechanics are excellent. So it's not really, it can be very misleading, so be careful if you're considering doing a Bronze to Masters series like that, and when watching Bronze to Masters series, because it can be very, very misleading. But yeah, that's it for banana time. I didn't have tea or coffee or anything today, just had a banana, so I'll see you later.